Maintaining a motorcycle is not just about keeping it looking good, it's about ensuring performance, safety, and longevity. One of the most critical yet often neglected parts of a motorcycle is the chain. The chain is the key component that transfers power from the engine to the rear wheel, and because it is constantly exposed to dust, dirt, water, and road grime, it requires regular cleaning and maintenance. If ignored, a dirty chain doesn't just affect how your bike looks, it can significantly reduce efficiency, cause uneven power delivery, and even lead to serious mechanical failures. Over time, as you ride your motorcycle, dust particles, sand, and old lubricant begin to accumulate on the chain. This mixture forms a thick, abrasive layer that behaves almost like sandpaper. Instead of allowing smooth movement, it increases friction between the chain links and sprockets. As a result, the chain starts to wear out faster, and the sprockets may develop uneven or hooked teeth. This not only shortens the lifespan of these components, but also affects your riding experience by causing jerky acceleration, unusual noise, and reduced fuel efficiency. Now, one of the most common questions riders ask is, how often should the chain be cleaned? The answer largely depends on your riding conditions. For regular city or highway riding, cleaning your chain every 500 to 700 kilometers is a good rule of thumb. However, if you frequently ride in dusty environments, off-road conditions, or through muddy areas, you should clean it more often, sometimes every 300 to 400 kilometers. Additionally, if your bike has been exposed to rain or water, it's important to clean and lubricate the chain as soon as possible to prevent rust and corrosion. Before you begin cleaning, it's important to gather the right tools and materials. You will need a proper chain cleaner or a mild solvent like kerosene, a soft or medium bristle brush, a clean cloth or microfiber rag, and a good quality chain lubricant. If possible, using a paddock stand or center stand will make the job much easier, as it allows you to rotate the rear wheel freely and clean the entire chain evenly. Wearing gloves is also recommended to protect your hands from chemicals and dirt. The cleaning process itself should always start with proper positioning and safety. Make sure your motorcycle is stable and the engine is completely turned off. Never attempt to clean the chain while the engine is running, as this can be extremely dangerous and may result in serious injury. Once the bike is secure, begin by inspecting the chain. Look for signs of rust, stiff links, or uneven wear. If the chain appears excessively worn or damaged, cleaning alone will not solve the problem, and replacement may be necessary. Next, apply the chain cleaner generously along the entire length of the chain, focusing especially on the inner side where the chain comes into contact with the sprockets. Allow the cleaner to sit for a few minutes so it can break down the accumulated grime. After that, use your brush to scrub the chain thoroughly. Make sure you clean between the links and around the rollers, as these are the areas where dirt tends to build up the most. Rotate the rear wheel gradually to ensure that every section of the chain is properly cleaned. Once the scrubbing is complete, use a clean cloth to wipe away the loosened dirt and excess cleaner. You may need to repeat the process if the chain was heavily soiled. After cleaning, allow the chain to dry completely for a few minutes. This step is important because applying lubricant to a wet chain can reduce its effectiveness. When the chain is dry, it's time to apply lubricant. Spray the lubricant evenly along the inner side of the chain while slowly rotating the wheel. Applying it to the inner side ensures that centrifugal force spreads the lubricant outward while riding. Be careful not to over-lubricate, as excess lubricant can attract more dirt and create buildup. After applying, let the lubricant set for at least 15 to 30 minutes before riding so it can properly penetrate the chain components. It's also important to choose the right type of lubricant based on your riding conditions. Dry lubricants are ideal for dusty environments because they don't attract much dirt, while wet lubricants are better suited for rainy conditions as they provide better resistance to water. Wax-based lubricants are another popular option because they keep the chain relatively clean while offering good protection. While cleaning your chain, there are several precautions you must keep in mind. Avoid using petrol or harsh chemicals, as they can damage the rubber seals in modern chains. Do not use high-pressure water directly on the chain, as it can force dirt and moisture into sensitive areas. Always work in a well-ventilated space and use appropriate protective gear. Most importantly, never compromise on safety by trying to speed up the process. Regular chain maintenance doesn't just improve performance, it also saves money in the long run. A well-maintained chain and sprocket set can last tens of thousands of kilometers, whereas neglect can lead to early replacement and higher costs. Additionally, a properly maintained chain ensures smoother rides, better throttle response, and increased confidence on the road. In conclusion, cleaning your motorcycle chain is a simple yet highly effective maintenance practice that every rider should adopt. It doesn't require expensive tools or a lot of time, but the benefits it provides are significant. By keeping your chain clean, properly lubricated, and well adjusted, you ensure that your motorcycle performs at its best, while also enhancing safety and durability. Make it a habit, and your bike will reward you with a smoother, more reliable riding experience every time you hit the road.